Welcome to the MOGL podcast. I'm Tim Bryson, Director of Athlete Education and Compliance, and I'm the host of our show. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning community member, welcome back. As y'all know, the MOGL podcast is dedicated to educating all NIL athletes and brands on how to ensure compliance, how to maximize NIL activity, and how to make a difference in the ever-evolving NIL landscape. Today we have two extremely special guests. These guests are not from the Midwest. They're Jesuit High School educated. They're Ohio State Buckeyes. As a host of the show, this is simply a dream come true. But nevertheless, let's get into it. Yo, Kyle and Marvin, welcome to the MOGL podcast.
Appreciate you having us.
Come on, more excitement. Come here, bro. Get here. So check this out, man. This is full circle, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, a member of our team has been covering y'all for a long time now, right? So it's exciting not just to get y'all, out of the past and in your human element, right? But really learn more about y'all's story. Really learn more about y'all's football experiences and what y'all thinking about post Ohio State. So we'll start with Marvin, yo. I think the big part of the show is learning more about your story.
Right.
So segment one, yo, what's your story? And in your story, why Ohio State?
I think I chose Ohio State just of the culture. A lot of great receivers have come through here. And then a good relationship with my receiver coach, Brian Hartline.
Yep.
And just talking to him all throughout high school, giving me feedback, for my routes and just things of that nature. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I came here. It wasn't too far from home, so good place for me.
So talk to us, Kyle.
And Kyle.
I committed first, so Marvin came here because of me. No,
exactly.
I'm playing. But growing up, I never really liked Ohio State. I was never really a Ohio State fan. And then it was funny. I always thought I would end up at like a school like Penn State and something like that. And then I actually went on a visit to Penn State, and I saw Ohio State play for the first time in 2018 with Dwayne.
Yeah. White out.
And the white out. And seeing how they were using Dwayne in the offense and just seeing how Dwayne was playing, I saw a lot of kind of my traits in Dwayne, and that really got me hooked. And then that offseason they offered me and started recruiting me, and the rest is history.
That was it. You got to try the PA. Well, let's talk more about that, though, right? Because not often do you see a QB wide receiver combo going to the same school. So you mentioned you committed first, right? Marvin, you then followed.
Yeah.
Why was that important for y'all to stick together?
I think anytime as a receiver, that quarterback-receiver connection is very important. So having Kyle for 3 years of high school, and then eventually in college, I think that's going to pay off for both of us in the long run. So I didn't really think about it too much though. Just I wanted to make my own decision at the same time.
Sure.
But it definitely played a factor. Just knowing I'll have Kyle there, and going somewhere where I knew somebody, we already had that friendship too. So.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think we both made a decision for ourselves, and it's just kind of cool how it all played out. We ended up at the same school, but I think even off the field, like he was saying, just having someone to go to college with is really cool, and you experience a lot of stuff off the field together. Moving in and living on your own, stuff like that. And so just to have like a guy that you've been tight with for a few years already, it's been really good.
That's super dope. I see you smiling over there,
yeah.
too. We're not going to bring up the stories not at all. But, right, Ohio State football is big. Ohio State athletics is big. We're the model, the exemplar for a lot of college athletic departments in the U.S. But there's still a life outside of football.
Right.
There's still a life outside of sport, especially at the college level. So talk to us more about Ohio State outside of football. Like, what should people know? What do you want to share with the world?
Yeah, I think one thing that Ohio State does a great job of is setting you up for success once your football days are over, whether that's after college, 5 years in the NFL or 15 years in the NFL. I think they really give you a good base to build on. We do things called Real Life Wednesdays where companies come in and talk to us, and you're able to meet the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company and build a relationship there, and then get an internship in the off season and stuff like that. And I think not a lot of schools do that. I think a lot of schools are just so focused on the on-field product, whereas Ohio State's looking after its players for the years to come, which is pretty special.
I agree.
I think he hit on it really, and just my family travels a lot, so there's Buckeye fans everywhere. I think I didn't really realize that until I got here. So Buckeye Nation is really big, and I think that's plays a big factor too, and outside of football, things like that.
Super dope, yo. So I'm gonna move to segment two. Still related to Ohio State experience. Really want to talk about NIL and football, of course, right? While we're here, it's no secret. There's a big game this weekend, right? It's a big season
right.
That a lot of, whether it's media outlets, but fans, right, friends have all talked about in one way or another. I want to start our conversation talking about a lot of the hype in the offseason, right, surrounding both of you all. And I say hype, not controversy on purpose, because a lot of excitement, right, a lot of passion, a lot of just good energy around what they expect of the both of you this year. So I'll start with Marvin, right after the Rose Bowl last year, people are talking, right, Marvin's going to have a breakout year, 2022. As you're going through this process, Joe, how's your mental, right? How are you taking care of yourself? But then two, like, how are you managing expectations, but also the priorities for yourself?
I mean, really, honestly, expectations hasn't been new to me just throughout my whole life. So I see everything on Twitter, Instagram, I kind of see it all. I don't really say too much about it. I think too much of it, really. But yeah, expectations always been there. It's kind of only just put it to the back of your mind, and you got to go out there and play at the end of the day. So that's all I really try to do. But yeah, expectations really never bothered me or pressure and things like that.
How you taking care of yourself during this process?
I'm just talking to myself, really. Yeah. You're trying to block out all the noise as much as you can, and always just having a positive mindset each day really helps me. So. Super
dope. So Kyle, again, he mentioned blocking out the noise, right? A lot of is he transferring? Is he staying? Is he going? What's up? Like, how did you block out all the noise? I read, right? You stayed off social media for a little bit.
Yeah, you got to stay off social media.
Yeah, you really do.
I mean, just not reading the comments, not going on Twitter of every second, every day. Just kind of pushing all that stuff to the side and really taking a look in the mirror and doing what you want to do. And I made the decision that was best for me. And obviously, people had their own opinions on what they thought I should do. But at the end of the day, it's it doesn't matter at all. They're fans for a reason, and you got to realize that you got to do what's best for you and prioritize that.
It's funny you say staying on social media, both of y'all, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like the staying on social media, blocking out the noise. There's also this NIL conversation where you're like, you need to be on social media.
You got to be on social media,
right? So how do y'all balance that? Like, real stuff. How do y'all balance that?
I think there's certain stuff where you gotta to make a little bit of a sacrifice. I think with NIL, it's changing the way that college athletes are, and obviously social media now is bigger than it has ever been. Yep. So obviously you got to have some presence on social media, because now there's a dollar amount linked with the amount of followers you have, which is a new kind of idea.
Sure.
Especially to athletes, but at the same time, like, you can't get caught up in like the comments and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely a balance, and you gotta do a good job of making sure that you don't put too much in one side.
True.
I mean, I think it's part of being an athlete. At the end of the day, it comes with the territory. People are always gonna have something to say, positive or negative. So you gotta take the good with the bad. But yeah, I think definitely NIL, social media has become a crazy world. Really, just how you try to keep the main thing. The main thing is football, but you also gotta know, money. It's money at the end of the day. So, a lot of people don't come from situations where they're fortunate where they don't really need it. So some people actually need it. So I mean, I definitely think NIL is a big thing for a lot of athletes. And just hearing some of the stories that it's done for other people, I'm proud that we have it for sure.
No, I'm definitely proud. MOGL's proud as well. So Mama, put you on the spot, bro. Right? How would you describe Kyle's social media presence? I'm asking you next if I know, so it's coming.
He doesn't do much, really, honestly. I try to tell him to post more, if anything. He gets one post probably the whole fall camp. He got spring, he posts one time. Season, he doesn't want to post. So I'm trying to get him to post more. And definitely the off the field pictures too. Got to work on that too. Not much of those, but it's a work in progress. Is what I'll sum it up as.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny kind of seeing where Marv was on social media when I first met him, like 15 years old. He's posting just like football pictures and stuff like that. And then once we got to school, kind of posting like off the field pictures and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. And then he's trying to get me on board too, maybe one day. But yeah. No, I think Marv is himself on social media, which is good. I think it's funny seeing like all the attention that he's getting, and it's well deserving. And it's funny at the end of the day, like I know he doesn't love the attention, but I think he does a really good job handling it.
Yeah, talk to us more about that though, right? Because you said that Marvin's good at being himself, right? I mean, there's a larger conversation around athletes, being authentic, right? Being their genuine selves on social media, but there's also pressure to not be themselves to get the bread, right? Get the bag. Like, who is Marvin Harrison Jr. on social, bro?
I mean,
describe it.
And you usually always got to be yourself at the end of the day. Like, I'm not one to care much about what other people think, what I post or what I may do or something like that. So I mean, I'm gonna post whatever I want to post.
You more like Russell Westbrook? You more like Cam Newton?
I'm not gonna say nothing, crazy. Just
no. Which one you leaning on?
I don't know, man. It's just I be rocking out.
Respect. So NIL, right? What brands have y'all worked with? Right? What have y'all experiences doing NIL to this point?
Yeah, I've done a few deals. I've done a deal with Discord, Bojangles, and then I did a few other smaller ones. I did one with an autograph company, so it was cool just to make some money and do a few brands like Discord was pretty cool, talking to some fans and stuff like that, and then Bojangles when they reached out, that was pretty cool. So
Bojangles in Philly?
No.
Have you had a 4-piece Supreme?
Not here. You gotta go down south.
I was about to say,
go down south.
Not in the Columbus yet.
Yeah, no.
What you more?
I haven't really done much NIL. Just really taking a seat back, just watching everything unfold.
Yeah.
Really, it's just not. I'm not doing it. Just really want to wait for the right deals to come, things like that. Because who you associate yourself with is very important. So you don't want to just put yourself out there with any company, things like that. So I think it's more so the quality of the deals rather than the quantity.
Well, no, for sure. And again, when people were talking about NIL last year, it was about a whole lot of things about team dynamic, right? Team might separate. There could be commotion in the locker room, whatever the case might be. But just generally speaking, as you look at across the national landscape, right, across Ohio State athletics, or teammates that have played at other schools, like what's been the conversation like? Like people still excited about it? People more taking the back seat at this point? Like, what would you say?
I think definitely people are excited about it, just so what you can do with it. But I don't really know, man. Just NIL, just what it can do. It can definitely bring. I think there's pros and cons to it.
Sure.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how recruiting plays out, and just how how that can go. So I guess probably the only thing I would really say about it. But I mean, it's been interesting though.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of run their own race with it. I think you seeing kids that don't come from too much, and they're making a lot of money, and they're able to support their family back home, which is really cool. And then I think there are kids who are kind of taking it slow and not really diving into it yet, because at the same time it's all relatively new, and you don't know the ins and outs of it yet. So I think there's been people on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got to give a big shout out to Logan Hiddle, NIL director here, who's done a phenomenal job preparing all athletes, at least Ohio State athletes, to monetize their brand.
I think aren't we like number one? I think we saw second.
Yeah, number one.
I said it, not me. I mean, I'm a Buckeye too. I'm gonna put on for our university, but yeah, number one for sure. But I'm glad you brought that up though, right? Because there are people in this conversation. It's like everyone wants to get involved with NIL, right? There's some people that just don't, right? Either they're waiting or they just simply don't care, which is totally fine. But like, what are y'all doing outside of football and school then? And don't say nothing. I know you be lying.
Shopping. Shopping. That's what I be doing. I try to, keep it to a good amount, but.
You online, in person, both?
Both. Just whatever I like to do. Whatever I see.
Yeah.
Because he knows, man. So.
Yeah.
Something I like to do in my free time now. I like to be at home most of the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm in my own apartment, so I just stay home. Watch Netflix, just chill, play the game, things like that. But I don't really do too much.
Kicking it.
Yeah, just playing golf, really. If I'm not at the facility working out, doing whatever, just playing golf, kind of relaxing, low key. I like just being at home, kind of like Marvin, both homebodies. So.
Yeah. As I think about the NIL space evolving in future years, what is it that y'all want to see with up and coming athletes? What support do up and coming athletes and even current athletes need and or want? I'm like, what are y'all thinking about?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some regulations made. I think there's been a few loopholes and stuff like that with NIL, but I think there's been a few organizations out here that are working with the fans. Yep. I think that's great. I think getting to a point in college football where the fans are able to financially support the players is really neat, because it's kind of not like the NFL where guys are playing on a contract. We're out here playing for free, and having the ability to have the people that love to watch us on Saturdays being able to support us financially is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
I think just the recruiting aspect, like I mentioned before, is interesting. Hopefully. Like you said, I feel like there's some loopholes in it that, you just want people to go into the right places for the right reasons.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
I do think that's really hopefully we can clean it up, I think. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm all for it for sure.
I believe it. Chilling and shopping too.
Yeah.
Get your shopping list later, bro. So NIL is obviously a huge conversation right now. I think financial literacy, right alongside that, tax education, et cetera. But before NIL, there's a huge conversation about life after sport, right? Life after competition. So y'all have a football career, competition will someday be over. Again, I think we all know and understand at this point. What are y'all thinking about as far as what's next? Like, how are y'all preparing for what's next? Is it investing? Is it entrepreneurship? You're thinking about?
I think, first and foremost, I need to get more educated before I do anything.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know too much right now at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like the business world and things like that. So I don't want to say what I'm going to do just yet.
Sure.
I feel like I definitely need to be more educated on what I'm going to do and how I want to spend my money and invest my money and things like that. So yeah, I don't really know, but definitely something business-wise because like you said, it's definitely life after football.
Yeah.
And you can't just push that aside for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of advantage. I mean, being in this position, you're able to make some money at a younger age, but I think with that comes a lot of responsibility. So I think, like he said, I'm not totally up to date with research and stuff like that and what I want to do exactly with the money that I make yet. But I think definitely investing in something, and then once my playing days are over, whenever that is, I think I might want to be like a high school coach or something like that, just to fill the free time. So I don't know yet. He's not going for it. But
I'm going all across the world. I want to travel.
100%.
So.
That makes sense, bro. I'm gonna move us forward to segment 3, right? And this is really focused on concentrating 3 things you want our listeners to take away from our conversation today. Anything that you want them to remember, right? Understand, share. We'll start with Kyle this time and then move over to Marvin.
I would say the first thing is that, all the college athletes, we're still, humans too. We're students, and there's a lot of pressure, I think, that comes with playing at a school like Ohio State with the fan base and everything like that. But I think that we definitely go through, a lot of the same stuff that everybody else goes through. We still got to wake up and go to class and things like that. And at the end of the day, we're 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. So I think, with the expectation, obviously, we want to be, the best team in the nation. We want to be, great at, just as everybody else does. But at the end of the day, we're just kids.
Great.
I think kind of piggyback off that, just taking care of your mental health. That's always one thing I kind of focused on. And I grew up with a lot of women around my life. My mom, her sisters, and cousins, things like that. They always checking up on me and making sure my mental's right. Because obviously the game's going to be there, but who I am as a person, how I'm feeling, things like that. Is very important. So like you said, going through being an athlete, it's a lot of pressure and things like that. Playing football or just any sports really. And having to balance that with academics. Now you got NIL, there's things on top of things that can kind of cloud your mental health a little bit. So I think definitely focusing on your mental health and making sure you're straight is important.
So that's 1 on 1. You got 2 more?
Shoot.
I ain't gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna make sure I got time on the mic though.
Let me see. Think of some things.
Yeah. No, I think we hit a lot of good points. I think just to kind of go off the NIL thing we were talking about, I think it's a great thing that we have going for us, and I think on top of that, I think it's, like I said, it was relatively new, and just me personally speaking, I want to get to a point where I think at Ohio State, we're going to have a lot of guys making some good money, and I think at some point, I think it would be cool if we could all get together and kind of do something to give back to the community. So I think that's one thing that, if the people in Columbus can kind of expect that we're going to try to put something together to give back.
It's love, super love.
Since you kind of mentioned, what I do off the field, I think just having fun, outside of being an athlete.
Yeah.
I think kind of you get caught up in just being an athlete and kind of consumes our life. Obviously, you got to put a lot of time, dedication into it, but definitely take a step away from it, at least for a couple hours throughout the day, maybe some days throughout the week, definitely all season. So just, have fun with life, man. Enjoy it. You only get one. So
Talk to him, Mar.
make the best of it.
Talk to him, Mar. I'm going to take us to our last segment, dog, and this is before we bounce. So before we leave today, a couple, y'all seen I Am Athlete? Pivot,
I love that
right?
podcast.
The pivot better, though.
I ain't going to say
The pivot might be a
They
little
both good, though.
Nah, they both good. They both good, but yeah, just fun questions. Kyle, you can't get it. Come on now.
I can't even read that far.
Well, we'll start with Mar. We'll go back and forth.
Go
Start
ahead.
with Mar and move to Kyle. Mar, favorite snack? Favorite snack?
I'm not a snack person.
Favorite meal?
Meal? Okay, soul food for sure.
What's on the plate?
Soul food.
What's on the plate?
Macaroni and cheese.
Okay. Who
yams.
cooking the mac and cheese? It's important.
It is important. I got a family member that back home in Philly.
Respect.
Yeah, I got her own soul food place, so everything will be from there. But macaroni and cheese. Oh yeah, Deborah's Kitchen in North Philly. So I would say macaroni and cheese, yams, greens, fried chicken, and probably with a dessert, banana pudding.
Okay. You snack?
Yeah, I'm a snacker. No, I'm a
What's your
snacker.
favorite snack?
Any kind of chips, really?
Any kind?
Yeah, any kind. Doesn't matter.
You got Grippos in Cincinnati yet?
Nah,
Never?
never.
Get some Grippos, bro.
Put me on.
I'm not a chip person. I don't really like chips.
I like cheeses.
Sunflower seeds too.
Like sunflower
Clutch.
seeds too. Kyle, favorite Netflix show?
Probably Stranger Things.
I haven't seen it. I haven't got caught up yet.
You're
Stranger
tripping.
Things is good.
I haven't got caught up yet.
I like the first couple seasons of what's it called? All American.
All
American.
Yeah.
Now it kind of branched off into
got
doing something different, but it was nice to see, a TV show about high school football players and just that was kind of cool. To
I got
see.
Cross season 3.
Season 3?
Yeah. I ain't gonna ruin it.
I'm kind of off of it now.
I ain't gonna ruin it. Y'all seen Money Heist?
What's that?
Money Heist?
Money
Nah,
Heist is good. I like Money
yeah,
Heist. I
I've
like Money
seen the first
Heist.
few
What's
episodes.
the one with they get lost in a plane?
Y'all seen?
Manifest.
Manifest.
I like
That joke is great.
Manifest. Yeah, a couple of Netflix.
Okay.
I like Manifest.
Mar, favorite Columbus restaurant? Where can people find you? What are they gonna see? Sneaking in and out of.
I got a couple places. Eddie Merlot's. That's in Polaris. Jeff Ruby's, another steakhouse. It's downtown. Mitchell's Ocean
Yeah.
Club, I think it's
Yeah.
called. I like steak. I'm gonna go.
Clearly,
to
yeah.
a steak place.
Like to nail on the
I'm gonna go to a steak place.
Man, on that Buckeye
I gotta-
doors, bro.
Yeah.
Branch out a little bit more, but those are probably 3 or 4. That's it.
I would say Town Hall on High Street.
Yeah, we went there. Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. What's your order? The broth?
No, I like getting the flatbread.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get like the wings as the appetizer and then the flatbread for the meal.
Respect.
I
Respect.
don't like that that much.
You can't put them on,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But you didn't eat
I guess-
steak.
I
Because they all got steak, that's
get
why.
what's it, the strawberry smoothie.
At town hall?
Milkshake, strawberry milkshake.
At town hall? Oh.
The fries aren't bad.
This try to be funny. FaceTime or phone call?
Depends on who it is.
Facts.
Great answer.
Facts.
Depends on who it is. Depends on who it is.
Facts.
Depends on who it is.
What you call?
I would say phone call. FaceTime, I can't do
This man
that.
be chilling.
He's an old.
This man be chilling. I know.
Phone call.
Favorite stadium to play in so far?
Not Ohio Stadium.
Can't be Ohio State. Well, obviously Ohio State is number 1,
Yeah.
but not Ohio Stadium.
Favorite stadium. We didn't really play anywhere crazy last year. This year, I'm looking forward to playing at Penn State. Like that's gonna be fun. I wish we played in the whiteout, but
That's yeah.
Penn State is always good. I heard. I think playing in the Rose Bowl Stadium,
Yeah.
which is
I've been
how
there.
legendary it is. That's probably one of my favorite stadiums.
That was nice.
I would probably say Nebraska. I mean, usually when you roll up to an away game, the fans are out there flipping you off, throwing stuff at the buses. You pull up to Nebraska, the fans are waving at you. Like they got signs like "Welcome Ohio State." So people are nice out there. So I'd probably say Nebraska, and it was a good environment too. They showed out.
Shout out Lincoln, yo. Spotify, Apple Music.
Apple Music.
That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous.
Really, Spotify?
Spotify?
I will say I did start off with Spotify.
And what happened?
And then you upgraded.
Yeah. Okay.
Respect. Tidal actually has better music quality though.
Really?
Yeah, Jay-Z's platform.
Yeah.
Tidal's nice. Favorite Ohio State tradition?
Tradition?
Or memory? Place on campus?
I don't really be on campus that much, to be honest with you. Tradition?
Ohio State football tradition?
I don't got one.
Not
Oh,
yet.
God.
Not yet.
Yeah, not one.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
I would say the Buckeye walk before the game. like hearing the fans and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
I've never seen that yet.
You come to the one this Saturday.
I'll be there.
It's gonna be live.
I'll be there. I'll
It's gonna
definitely
be
be there. You got one yet?
It's cool. I mean, I like the Buckeye. I like the Buckeye. I ain't got a favorite one. I ain't got a favorite one, but the Buckeye box cool.
It's cool.
No, I got one.
All right, we'll start with you, Mark. Last question. Your go-to song on your warm-up playlist. Y'all about to go out. Last song you playing?
That's a couple. I got a couple.
You can throw two out.
I think artists.
Yeah, artists work.
Okay. Meek Mill, Lil Baby, Dirk, Kodak here and there, Lil Wayne. If I'm forgetting somebody. I named 5 though. That's a good 5.
Yeah,
That's
great
Yeah.
five.
I would say "Respect the Game" by Meek Mill. I've been playing that since like my sophomore year. That's a song.
I thought you just gotta play Meek. Just
Got to.
I'm from Philly. I'm from the Midwest. That makes sense. That makes sense. The last question for y'all, man. Who y'all want to see on the MOGL podcast? Athlete, coach, owner, anybody y'all want, anybody in y'all network. As you already know, whoever y'all say, y'all got to help me get.
All right. That's a great question.
interesting. I think you gotta get Cam Bab on here.
Cam Bab would be
Cam Bab
a great guy.
That's a great person to get some knowledge from. I'll say Cam Bab.
Yeah, Cam Bab is a great answer. I would say Paris Johnson would be another really smart dude, and I think he's got a lot to offer.
Respect, yo. Can y'all help us get them on the show?
I think so.
Yeah.
No,
We can make some. We can make.
confident, bro.
We can make something work.
We can record Eddie Merlot. You know what I'm saying? We can record a town hall, whatever you want to do, dog. No, thank y'all for showing up, man. Thank y'all for being on the show. Y'all have fun.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Appreciate it,
come
man.
on, man.
That
Y'all
was
lied to
sweet.
me.
That was sweet. That was a good time.
I'll do it again. Let me know.
I'm gonna get you again. Next time I ask you your favorite tradition, bro. I'm gonna take you to Mirror Lake. Something on campus.
I haven't even been to Maryland.
We'll walk around, bro. But no, thank y'all for showing up, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Good to see you on the
Yes,
show.
sir.
Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
As always, OH.
I.O.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
He's up.